Alright, so before we get into the video, we're going to be talking about the Montana Love versus Ivan Baranchyk post-fight review. So Montana Love destroys and stops Ivan Baranchyk in the 7th round. And my thoughts on it, what a win by Montana Love. You know, he just went in there, just outboxed Ivan and completely destroyed Ivan. I only gave Ivan maybe 2 rounds, I would say. I think I gave him the first round, I believe. And then I gave him that one round where he damn near took off Montana Love's head. But those were the only rounds I gave to him. Montana Love was mainly in control. He was boxing his way. You know, he was just too much for Ivan. He was catching him every time. You know, was hurting Ivan every time. He caught him with the uppercut and dropped him. And then Ivan Baranchyk's corner stopped the fight, which I think was fair. He didn't, the corner didn't want Ivan Baranchyk to get hurt again because they don't want him to get knocked out like how he did against Jose Cepeda. So I thought that was a good stoppage. But good win for Montana Love, and on to the video. Hey, what's up, y'all? Preston from Fight Media 360 here. So this is a quick preview and prediction for Jovanni Straffon versus Maxi Hughes. So before we get into this, I just want to say this fight will be taking place on Saturday, September the 4th. And this will be taking place on the undercard of Mauricio Lara versus Josh Warrington too. So yeah. So now we got that out of the way. So now let's talk about their stats, and then the odds, and then what they need to do to win, and then my final prediction. So let's start off with Jovanni Straffon. Jovanni Straffon comes into the fight with a record of 24 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, 17 wins coming by way of knockout. He stands at a height of 5'6" with a 67-inch reach, and he is a southpaw. Maxi Hughes comes into the fight with a record of 23 wins, 5 losses, 2 draws, 5 wins coming by way of knockout. His height and reach are both unknown, but he is a southpaw. Jovanni Straffon is listed as a -110 favorite over Maxi Hughes. So yeah. So now we got that out of the way. So now let's talk about what they need to do to win, and then my final prediction. So let's start off with the slight favorite, Jovanni Straffon. So what I would like to see from Jovanni Straffon is I would like to see him just brawl like how he does. Because Maxi Hughes, he likes to brawl, but then sometimes he likes to box, but he's mainly a brawler. So he definitely needs to brawl with Maxi Hughes. But I'm guessing that Maxi Hughes is going to come in trying to box because he would know Jovanni Straffon is an aggressive fighter with a lot of power. But even if Maxi Hughes does try to box, try to use your size over, use your power and size over Maxi Hughes. Make him uncomfortable with throwing power shots. Try to bull rush Maxi Hughes. Because whenever Maxi Hughes wants to be aggressive, just pretty much just try to throw combos at him. And really beat up the body of Maxi Hughes, because that would really slow down Maxi Hughes if once he hits him to the body, because I'm not sure. I mean, I'm sure that Maxi Hughes has got hit in the body, but I don't really see Maxi Hughes really taking body shots that well. Especially against a power puncher like Jovanni Straffon. So he definitely needs to be aggressive and throw combos to the body. And also just pretty much just try to brawl with Maxi Hughes. And also kind of time your way in, kind of like what I said about Mauricio Lara. Use footwork and kind of use a jab to kind of time your way in, because it's gonna tire you out if you do miss a lot of shots against Maxi. And if you get really tired, that's when Maxi is gonna start trying to outbox you, because Maxi does have the better cardio, obviously. But he really needs to break down Maxi Hughes' body, because that'll really slow down Maxi Hughes, because Maxi Hughes likes to not bounce on a feet, but like to be quite aggressive, and just pretty much just tries to also sometimes box. And I think hitting to the body would really slow down Maxi Hughes and really would make him very, very tired and make him like cover the body up, more than his face. And then once he does that, try to like rip your punches to the head, or the face, whatever. And then pretty much just try to like try to make like try to make Maxi Hughes guessing, because then you like if you keep hitting the body, he'll block the body, and then that's when he could go to the head. If you keep hitting him to the head and he just blocks the head, that's when you could rip to the body. And then also an uppercut would be a big factor in this fight, because if you could catch Maxi Hughes with a clean uppercut, you could either drop him or knock him out. Cause like we don't really see that many uppercuts from Jovanni Straffon. But if he can punch and the uppercut comes out of nowhere and Maxi Hughes like didn't even realize that he leaves his chin open and you crack him, that would really hurt Maxi Hughes, or like either drop him or knock him out. So that's what Jovanni Straffon needs to do to win. So yeah. So now for the slight underdog, Maxi Hughes. So what I'd like to see from Maxi is I would like to see him not be so aggressive, because Maxi Hughes likes to be quite aggressive, kind of like in his last fight. I forgot the guy's name. I don't know who he is. But, he was being quite aggressive in that fight. And he was really ripping to the body against that one dude. And I think that ripping to the body against Jovanni would be a big factor. But like he likes to leave his face wide open when he hits to the body. And when you're gonna leave your face wide open, and like even in the last fight when he was hitting combos to the body, like that one guy was kind of like countering him with shots. Even though they weren't really affecting Maxi Hughes. But imagine if that happened when you're fighting a power puncher like Jovanni Straffon. You're gonna get rocked or seriously hurt or knocked the hell out or dropped. Like one of those, man. He definitely needs to not be so aggressive. He needs to kind of like try to use your footwork and try to like outbox Jovanni Straffon. I'm not saying to switch to the orthodox stance, but really just try to like have a high guard and try to just outbox him. Try to outbox Jovanni Straffon with using the jab, kind of like working on your head movement, because Maxi Hughes doesn't necessarily have the best head movement. He will occasionally use his head movement, but not a whole lot. And especially when you're going against a guy like Jovanni, you really need to use head movement, because if you can make Jovanni Straffon miss with a lot of shots, that would really drain Jovanni Straffon's tank, and then you can start dominating the fight once Jovanni is like tired. Throw a jab, kind of like counter him out with the body shot. Even though Maxi Hughes isn't a power puncher, he definitely can out cardio Jovanni. By using your head movement, making Jovanni Straffon miss, and then once he's tired, just try to dominate the fight by outboxing Jovanni Straffon. So that's what Maxi Hughes needs to do to win. So yeah. So my final prediction for this fight, this is a good fight, man. This is honestly this is a really good fight, but I'm gonna lean more towards Jovanni Straffon by a knockout in the early rounds. Reason why, because Maxi Hughes does get hit a lot. He does. Even in the Jono Carroll fight, I actually thought Jono won that fight. He was getting hit quite a bit by Jono, And when even in his most recent fight, he likes to leave a lot of openings. Even though he likes to be aggressive, he leaves a lot of openings, especially when he's really targeting for that body. He gets caught a lot. And if you're going to get caught by Jovanni Straffon, who's a bigger, stronger, and just, in my opinion, just a better fighter, you're going to get a lot of problems, man. So that's why I picked Jovanni Straffon to win this fight by a knockout in the early rounds. So yeah. So that's my final prediction. I got Jovanni Straffon by a knockout in the early rounds. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'm Preston from Fight Media 360, and thank y'all for watching this video.